guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a really fun type of spring purpley look for you guys with lashes, and I did not do wing liner today. I'm trying to do something different for spring, like no out there liners. Like I think you can do so much like definition in the outer wing with just some lashes and some really deep colored eyeshadow that you don't need a liner. So it's not so harsh, it's nice and fresh for spring. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this tutorial and show you guys how I did this makeup look. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you later. So first up, I'm going to go ahead and prep my skin. I'm using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. I picked up a sample of this from Sephora, so that's what I'm using, and so far it's really mattifying. Even though it does seem to leave like a white cast if you use too much, it's actually a really good primer, so I probably will be picking up a larger bottle of this. And the first thing that I'm going to do to my eyes is lay down a fluid line from MAC. This is Flux Garden. It's beautiful purple color, and I'm just taking my... It's like a flat concealer brush from Sonia Kashuk that I got in a set a while back, and I'm just placing this on my mobile lid area, and it's a great way to repurpose your fluid lines. Like, you don't have to just use them for liners. You can do whatever you want with them. So like here, I'm using my fluid line as a base. Next up, I'm using MAC Saddle and my Sigma E40 blending brush. This brush is a must-have for me. I think it's a must-have for everybody. It's like the best blending brush ever. Like, I cannot do my makeup without this brush. I need this brush, and you need it too. So I'm just placing Saddle in my crease area, and it's going to act like a warm transition color for this look. I didn't want that area too dark. So the next color I'm grabbing is called Blooming Mad from MAC. And I'm just placing this on the first inner half of my eye, not even the third, like the half. And I'm pressing this into that Flux Garden that I laid down earlier. This is a MAC 242 brush that I'm using to place this color because it's so good at packing on color. Like, it's the best brush at packing on color, especially if you have something that's really pigmented and you want it to really show. Use a MAC 242 brush to lay down that color. So the next color that I'm going to use is another one from MAC, and this one is called Hidden Motive, and I'm using my Sigma E25 blending brush. This is another brush from Sigma that I think is a must-have, and I'm lightly blending that into the outer half of my eye and also blending it towards the Blooming Mad that I laid down earlier, just a little bit. So the next color that I'm going to use is Embark from MAC. This is a beautiful dark brown matte color, and I'm grabbing my Sigma E25 blending brush again to place this color down. And what I'm doing with this color is to just add some definition to that outer V and outer eye area, because I'm not going to be using a liner with this look. So defining that outer V, if you're not going to be using a liner, is a great way to define your eye area, especially using a dark brown. Next, I'm using MAC's Prep and Prime pen. This is in the color Peach Luster. And what I'm doing is I'm basically placing it in areas that I know I have some discoloration, like my acne scarring or around my mouth, anywhere that there's darkness. That's where I'm going to place this because it acts as a color corrector for me. So that's great because it helps me to not use so much concealer in concealing those areas on my face. So I'm just grabbing a Sephora, this is like a concealer blending brush, and it's great at blending out concealer, but I wanted to try it with the MAC Prep and Prime pen, and I would say use this with a beauty blender because this product does dry down really quickly. So you have to work really fast using these Prep and Prime pens. Next up is foundation. I'm using my Holy Grail. This is my Lancome Tint Idol Ultra 24-Hour Makeup with my Real Technique stippling brush. These two combined, I think, lay down the foundation so well. It looks like skin, and I love it so much. This foundation matches my neck, so don't be alarmed if you notice that it's a tad bit tanner than my face. So I'm just blending this in. As you can see, the color and pigment just lays down really well using a stippling brush as opposed to any other type of method for this foundation. For concealer, I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Amande, and I'm just placing this under my eye area, nose area, around my chin and my cupid's bow. I'm not really too much highlighting with this. I'm just placing it in areas that I want to bring forward just a little bit. Not too much highlighter. We're not going to go extravagant with this. Just a little bit of it. I'm going to blend it out using a beauty blender to really give me a seamless look with this concealer. Next up, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte powder to set my under eye area only. I don't know why I've been doing this, but I find that this is a really great powder, and I've just been using it to set my under eye concealer because it sets it really quickly and this stays matte because that's an area that I do want to stay matte. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. I do have a brow tutorial. I'm going to plop that somewhere in this video so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But I'm going to complete my brows off camera because this does take some time to complete. I'm going to take MAC's Motif eyeshadow, and that's going to be my highlight color that I'm going to place directly under my brows using a large eyeshadow brush from Sonia Kashuk. I love this brush for laying down brow color because it just disperses the color so beautifully, and this eyeshadow has like a duochrome pinky purpley thing going on, so that's why I love it so much. Like in the pan it looks like it's going to be gold, but I kid you not, it's the most beautiful duochrome type of effect on the eyes. If you're looking for a new highlight, I do suggest MAC's Motif eyeshadow. Go ahead and pick that up because you're going to need it for the spring. Now I'm going to take a flat shader brush from Sigma and also mixing MAC's Embark and MAC's Hidden Motive eyeshadows, and I'm just going to smudge this lightly on my lower lash line, not going to the waterline or anything, and this is going to create a type of shadow in that area on my eyes just to balance out the lid and the lower lash line area for me for this look. So to set my makeup, I'm using MAC's Prep and Prime CC powder in Recharge. I'm using a Real Techniques blush brush, believe it or not, to set this with. Like, this powder just instantly brightens the skin. Like, you need nothing else this spring and summer if you're looking for that more bright and, healthy skin glow. I think this powder does it to a T. I have not set my makeup with any other powder besides this for a really long time because I do enjoy using it. And as you can see, it just instantly brightens the skin and brightens the face. For contouring, I did the usual. I used MAC's Shadowy Pro Sculpting Powder with a Real Techniques contour brush. This just doing a little bit of contouring, nothing too harsh, nothing too out there. And then I just used MAC's Blunt blush to contour my nose. I've been doing more warm contours around my nose. I don't know why lately, but that's what I've been doing. And for highlight, I'm using a Becca Skin Perfector, a Skin Shimmer Perfector in Topaz. And this is going to be used just at the high points of my face. I'm using my fingers to place this because the color does seep into the skin and it's going to look much better after I put on that blush, and you're going to see why in a second. And that is MAC's Ring of Satin. This is a mineralized blush from a previous collection, and I'm just placing this on my cheek area, just sweeping it across the cheeks, and this is just going to give me that pow type of glow to the skin with a little bit of a tint of rose type of color to the cheek area. Nothing too out there, nothing too bold, but the sheen from this blush is just amazing and just beautiful for spring. So if you can get your hands on a mineralized blush that gives you more of a rosy finish, that would be perfect for spring. Next up, I'm using Maybelline's Lash Sensational Mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes before I place this mascara on because this mascara is just, it does the job perfectly, but it's a little bit messy. I do have a review on this mascara if you're interested. So something's going to pop up in the corner of the screen so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But I'm just placing this mascara all over my lashes, and what I'm doing is I'm focusing on the root of the lash. Again, we're not going to use a liner, so that's important. It's a really important step if you're not going to use a liner to really get to the base of the lash line and wiggle up. So that gives you see that? It's so deep and so dark. It looks like I'm wearing a liner, but I'm not. So that's another trick too, not having to wear liner, but to look like you're wearing liner, which is the look we're going for today. Next up, I'm using some Ardell Wispies. These are my favorite false lashes, and I'm going to go ahead and plop these on. Once those are on, I'm going to do my lips. I'm using a color from MAC. This is Bokeh. It's a satin finish lipstick. I just recently picked it up, and I've fallen in love with it. It's the most beautiful, like pinky nude type of color. It's a really, really pretty lip color. And I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And then I'm going to use MAC's Lip Glass in Heroine. And where I'm going to place this is directly in the center of my lips just for a pop of purple. Not too much because my eyes are already purple. So I just wanted just a little bit of purple just in the inner portion of the lip. Now I'm going to use Makeup Forever's Mist and Fix. This is the tiny bottle, so I'm just giving it a try. And I'm just going to spritz this all over my skin to make sure that I don't look powdery and to set all of this makeup in place. And that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. tutorial, and I'll catch you in another one really soon. Bye!